Welcome to my channel, and over the next few days I'm going to be turning this rickety old Nerf gun into a extremely powerful Nerf submachine gun that's heavily modified, and then I'm going to build a turret for it, because what else are you supposed to do when you're stuck in quarantine? Now, the Nerf gun that I will be using for this modification is the Nerf Rival Zeus. I picked this up a few months back at a Goodwill outlet, I believe, for about like $1.50 or something, so it's pretty cheap. The stock performance is okay, nothing truly spectacular. Hopefully it will be spectacular after I'm done modifying it. The mod guide that I will be using today will be Drac's, and I will essentially post the link to his video in the description below if you would like to do this modification for yourself. But yeah, first let's modify this and then I'll start making a turret for it. Alright, she is all finished. It took a couple hours to build, but I'm really happy with how it came out. I just got a little 3-cell battery plugged in, and she spins up fast, so I'm really excited to test this out. The parts I used for this modification I got from outofdarts.com. Put in an order last week. They're very fast, and you can still order parts for during quarantine. So if you want to, do a modification similar to this one, or if you want to modify another Nerf blaster like this one, yeah, just go down to outofdarts.com and pick up the supplies that you'll need. May be the coolest thing I have ever built, ever. Oh, I can't believe I've gone this many days of quarantine without doing this modification. I'm going to run through a lot of ammo. I've already lost quite a bit, and I can't stop shooting it, so I don't know, this is pretty darn cool. Very satisfied with how this turned out. Now, I do have the majority of the project to finish still, so that's going to be a lot of CAD modeling, and hopefully overnight I can get some 3D printer action going on, and by morning I should be ready to install servos and actually see if this blaster is indeed too heavy to be able to manipulate with some high strength servos I have, but we'll see. Got the new prints done? Time to build the turret. created.
It's a monster! Thought you'd dare for a second.
Alright, so I'm going to continue and make some small improvements and then show you the final product later. Alright, well, I am finally finished with my Nerf full auto remote control turret thing. It took about 5 days, 3 days longer than I had originally expected it to, but it's been a really fun project. It's certainly taken a lot of time and it was very difficult to actually build, but I'll go into that kind of stuff at the end of the video. Pretty much the materials I used is foam board. I used quite a few yardsticks, a ton of hot glue. Every good project needs a lot of hot glue. Before I start shooting stuff, I'm just going to go over like a really fast rundown on how this turret actually works. So I have one servo that controls the rev trigger on the blaster itself. This is a modified Nerf Rival Zeus. And when I flip a switch on my transmitter, it starts the revving, which spins these little flywheels here. And then once the blaster's revved, I essentially pull the trigger. And that has a servo connecting it, but the trigger is actually a very difficult high-tension trigger pull, and the servo isn't strong enough to just pull the trigger on its own. So I made kind of a little lever system, designed it in Fusion 360 and then just printed it, and that's been working really well. I've also added 2 servos, one on each side of the blaster, and that controls the pitch axis. So if I want to go up and down, and then I have one servo on the bottom of this kind of little jerry-rig contraption turret thing that controls my yaw axis. Now, another thing I added that is really cool is an FPV system. Now, I got this from a old FPV drone that I had lying around, and so what this is a little camera here, and then in the back here I have a VTX, and that is a video transmitter. So it transmits the video from this camera wirelessly to a set of goggles that I have. And so yeah, I can set this up in the corner of a house somewhere. I can be on my bed with my goggles on with my little transmitter here, and I can just completely control and see what the little turret is seeing. And I have a little see-through sight up here as well. So without further ado, let's start shooting things. I'm very excited to try this out. Alright, goggles are going on. Thumbs up for good video. Oh, left works, right works. Up, down. Flywheels are working. What should I shoot first? I'll shoot down this pile of cans right here. Okay. On. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, next pile of cans. Oh my gosh. This one? Yeah. A bit higher. See if there's any left to go to the left. Oh my gosh. There's no way I'm gonna hit everything, really. I need more targets. Is it hard? Yeah, I'm out. Oh my gosh, that is so much fun. It's like you're in a video game. Like the every movement is so unreal. I can't describe how much fun this is. Like, I'm not allowed to play console video games as a kid, but when I can make something like this, who needs video games? This is so much fun. Okay, so this time I have my DVR running in my goggles, so you guys will be able to see what I'm seeing through the live feed coming out of that camera on the front of my gun. This is so much fun. Okay, what should I shoot first? I'm gonna go for the cans again. Left set. right set. I'm gonna go for can on the very left. See if there's any darts left. I'll shoot Porg. Oh no, out of ammo. That Porg keeps living. I will shoot it eventually though. This is so much like a video game now. I could do this all day. Hope Snickers. Okay. Yeah, my dog is afraid of it, which is good because I want her to live. Come here, Snickers. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. Time to reload. So this reload process is kind of difficult, but I've made it as streamlined as I possibly could for what this gun really is, because this side mounted reload system makes it extremely difficult to build a turret round that will still be able to collapse but also be rigid enough to, you know, not fall over and be floppy and weak. So that reload I'm actually quite pleased with. Gosh, what a blast this thing has been just to build, to play with. I am really shocked with how well it came out, considering the blaster itself is very flawed. It's a very large, heavy blaster that's, you know Nerf guns, they're like 80-90% empty space. So it's kind of unusual to have such a large gun being trying to move by such small servos. One of the issues I ran into when designing this was that it loads from the side. This whole magazine right here loads in from the side, which means I can't have something that grips both sides of the gun super tightly, because then I'm not going to be able. Then I literally have to disassemble the turret each time I wanted to reload, which would be a problem. So I'm pretty happy with the solution that I was able to come up with. I only mounted it strong on one side, and then the other side collapses down, and then when I bring it back up afterwards, I have this little stabilizer here, so it gives a little bit more rigidity to it. But yeah, there was a lot of problems with it, but I'm still really happy with the outcome. She is quite powerful. I shot myself from about 30 feet away. It really doesn't hurt that much. It does leave quite a few welts, but you know, nothing lethal. On longer distances, I notice the sight's just a little bit off. It wants to go a little bit high and a little bit to the right. That could be the rotation that's being put on the ball as it leaves the flywheels, because I am running it off of a 3-cell LiPo, which is a lot more voltage than these motors are used to handling. So that could be it. But I plan on modifying this blaster, so I'm going to take apart pretty much this whole system, and then I'm going to put it into a smaller package, kind of like the Jupiter from Out of Darts, except not like that. Just, you know, a smaller shell that will use the same components as this blaster right here. This is, yeah, it's quite powerful. I don't know, I'll show you guys some of these cans that I was shooting, and the ones that I hit, because there was like 3 or 4 cans that I just always missed for some reason, but the 4 that I did hit, they were destroyed. They are, yeah, poor cans. The power of this thing is exhilarating to shoot. The velocity is insane. The rate of fire is too fast, honestly. You know, 12 rounds in about half a second is a little bit too fast for my tastes. I would like to be able to have a little bit more control, and that's something that I'll think about for the next design of this. So I have a lot of projects planned for the future, and this quarantine thing has kind of been helping me be able to do those projects. So let me know, guys, down in the comments below what you would like to see me do with a fully automatic Nerf turret. I could do RC car battles, mount it to a car, mount it to an airplane or drone. Who knows? This has been such an awesome experience, like filming one of my projects instead of just kind of doing it on my own. So leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and consider subscribing. If not, my feelings won't be offended. I don't know if that works or not, but anyways, this is way too long anyway, so peace out.